Hello, my name is Caroline O'Neill, and thank you so much for joining me today. It is a big honor for me to be on this channel to join you wherever you are today watching from your laptop or phone. Today's video is all about me reading the introduction of my book, No Two Are Alike. So wherever you are, please feel free to get a cup of water, tea, coffee, whatever you prefer, and let's get started. No Two Are Alike, written by Caroline Corrigan O'Neill, forward by Marie Corrigan. Introduction. While I was working on a certain class assignment, I started feeling very nervous and restless. It was as if I could tell someone was watching me to make sure I was doing everything the way I was supposed to and not messing up for 1 second. When I began my assignment, I had my eyes glued to the paper as if someone would snatch the paper out of my hands. I focused my attention on my paper and pencil, my eyes so intent on the blank page. I started feeling very flustered and uneasy, as if I needed to speed my way through my answers. While writing, I could feel my breath getting louder and louder and feel it getting heavier and heavier. I started feeling tears in my eyes from how much I was putting on myself to make sure I was perfect. No one is perfect. My name is Caroline O'Neill. I live in Atlanta, Georgia with my husband, Chris. I was born 3 months early. Since I was born prematurely, my parents were advised to be aware of the potential of a learning difference due to my low birth weight and extreme prematurity. The learning difference I have is called auditory processing disorder. At the time of my birth, my lungs lacked adequate surfactant, which is the substance naturally produced in the 3rd trimester to keep the lungs from sticking together. There is a drug that treats this condition. It is administered to premature babies to aid their lung development. Unfortunately for me, this drug was being used in a trial study at another major hospital in Atlanta, and it had not yet received FDA approval. Most of the babies born as early as I was at the other hospital received this medication and fared much better with their lung function. I, on the other hand, would need oxygen 24 hours a day for 6.5 years, and for the first few years afterward, the oxygen tank traveled wherever I went just in case I needed it. I do consider myself fortunate though, because my pulmonologist thought I would never be able to live without supplemental oxygen. Another cause for worry was my eyes, since many premature babies suffer from permanent eye conditions and blindness. Thankfully, I was not one of them. Another challenge for me was eating. It would take hours to feed me because I would get so tired from trying to eat. When I did finish a bottle, as soon as my parents birthed me, it would all come back up and the entire process would have to start over again. Feeding me took hours and hours a day. When I was in 4th grade, I attended a private school. Each day, the students in each class would receive pennies that would be laid on the top of our desks, taped to the desk so they would not fall off. We would receive these pennies if we completed our work or did a good job on assignments or homework. We would get them taken away if we did not turn in homework or did not complete assignments. At the end of each week, our homeroom teacher would allow us to buy a toy, whichever toy we wanted, from the class treasure chest, but only if we had all 5 pennies on our desks. I remember one Friday, I was sitting at my desk and counting how many pennies I had. I had a total of 4 pennies. You know what that meant? I wanted that last penny. I was going to do just about anything to get that penny. It was all I could focus on in that moment. I was very excited about receiving that last penny to get a gift at the end of the week. My teacher gave us a written assignment to work on that day. The assignment we were given was to complete a fill in the blank to finish the rest of some sentences. Even though this assignment was not timed, I felt as if it was. In other words, I was afraid that, yet again, I would be the last one to finish and all the students would be finished before me. The teachers in my classes told us when we started, as they had told us many times, that this was not a race. They wanted us to take our time to make sure we understood everything and to ask questions if we needed help. At one point, when feeling nervous and stressed, I felt no choice but to look away from my sheet. When I saw my teacher at her desk, she gave me a smile. She asked me if I was okay and if I needed help or had questions. I said no because I was afraid if I did ask for help, I would start crying and make a fool of myself. All my life, because of my learning difference, I put pressure on myself to have excellent and top performance. If I didn't, I considered myself a failure. Every area in my life, especially in school, made me want to identify as a perfect person. What is the definition of perfect? The word perfect means no mistakes. The learning difference I have has made me feel this pressure to make no mistakes. Due to my learning difference, I thought God was punishing me or cursing me. When I was finished with my assignment, I got up from my desk and walked over to my teacher's desk to give it to her. As she was scanning it, I started thinking thoughts like, I hope I didn't mess up at all, did not make any mistakes, and got every answer right. When she finished checking it, she looked at me and told me I did a very good job and I got every answer right. She gave me my 5th penny. Because of that 5th penny, I was able to get a toy from the treasure chest. I felt like I was on cloud 9. I was so happy. Looking back at the way I used to feel about myself, then compared to the way I feel about myself now, I see that things have dramatically changed. From defining and identifying myself as a girl with a learning difference to how I see myself now, my thoughts and mindset have changed. I have taken a 180-degree turn. Throughout my life, God has shown me and taught me through people in Himself that according to Him, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. He has told me through Himself and people that a learning difference does not define me unless I let it. This is not my identity. I can still do all things through Him who strengthens me. I am much improved because of this transformation of my mindset. Though it took many years for this new mindset to come about, and for the change in the way I see myself to the way God sees me, I would not change the past. According to how God sees me and what He says about me, I have nothing wrong with me and never have. Throughout my life and what I have been through, God has brought me closer to Him and allowed me to have a personal relationship with Him. A relationship with God, my Father in heaven, whom I love dearly and who loves me, is all that matters. Yet for years, I believed that I had to teach myself in school to be a good girl, or rather a perfect person. I cannot tell you how relieved I was when I met others who also had learning differences. I have told many people that I do understand what it's like to be alone. I do understand how it feels to be the only one left out, or like you are the only person in the world who feels this way. In addition, I understand how it feels to be misunderstood or treated differently. I know how frustrating it can be when you've studied for many hours and it feels like forever, only to forget information just because your brain processes it differently and remembers it differently as well. Even if you feel this way, it doesn't mean you are not good enough. God is saying to you, even though you have a learning difference, you are still good enough. You are enough as a person because He made you. You were made in His image. We are all made in the image of God. There are many reasons why I decided to write this book. God laid this on my heart and told me both through himself and other people to write it. I felt and knew in my heart that the story needed to be told. I believe the story needed to be written and told, most of all to show who God is and his love for everyone. Sophia Academy will always hold a special place in my heart. The school has always been a second home to me and will forever be one. The school was a place where I could come to be myself when I didn't feel like I could be myself anywhere else. Sophia Academy was a place of warmth, care, kindness, positivity, enthusiasm, and most importantly, love. Sophia Academy was heaven on earth. When I was at Sophia Academy, I always felt the presence of God. This was whether I was with my mom, teachers, students, or just in the building. At Sophia Academy, everyone was loved for who they are and accepted for who they are. God has showed me from Sophia Academy that by being in his presence and staying close to him, as well as have a relationship with him, you can be the best version of yourself anywhere and everywhere. Today, I'm thankful for my learning difference. Over time, God has taught me and showed me how my learning difference has brought me closer to him. No, my brain doesn't work the same way as everyone else's, but everyone's brains are different. That is how God created them. He created everyone to be unique and to be different. Whatever your weaknesses are, God works in the biggest ways. Your worth and value are not in your learning difference, nor will they ever be. Your worth and value, as well as who you are as a person, are in him. We are all different in one way or another, and that is what makes us special and unique as people. God made us different on purpose. He wants us to be who he has called us to be. For all the years I was at Sophia Academy, I felt and believed that nothing was wrong with me. I had no restrictions or limitations on myself. Even though I knew this place was a school for children with learning differences, I didn't see it that way, and it was the right place for me. Don't get me wrong, no one wants to be singled out that they need to go to a special school, but it has been my experience that this is the only way to get the correct help that a student with learning differences needs. However, this didn't matter to me at all. It didn't matter because I never put my focus on people's learning styles. I never noticed other people's worries, struggles, or obstacles because I focused on God. He does not want me or anyone to worry because doing so won't add any minutes to our lives. He only wants people to focus on him. At Sophia Academy, God's presence filled the school, and being inside the school made me feel very connected to him. He wanted me, along with everyone else, to feel this way, to feel safe. Being part of a lower student to teacher ratio, I felt more at ease and I could understand the information better. I felt accepted, and when I needed one-on-one instruction, it was no big deal. I felt calmer and happier learning this way. This book is for people with learning differences, parents of children with learning differences, people of all or any faiths, and people of no faith. This book is also for people who want to know about God and who he is. Within these pages, you'll learn more about me and understand our Father's love for his child and see him working through my parents, family, and school. This book will show God working through my parents to overcome any obstacles to help their daughter have the best education possible and one that fits her needs. This book will also show how we can experience faith, love, and hope with God's help and trust in him. With God, all things are possible. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed writing the introduction along with the rest of this book. Please feel free to share this video with people you know, as well as for people in general. Please don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel, as well as like this video as well. Take care and God bless.